Hello and welcome to the channel. Linus is the name. Now today we are taking a deep dive into the Tecno Spark 40 Pro Plus. Now I've had some time to play around with it and I think it's now time I can come out here and give you my views on the phone. You can trust me, by the end of this video you will know if this phone is actually worth your money or not. Let's go. All right, so let's kick off with the general design of the phone. Now, the Spark 40 Pro Plus does come with a slim body and curved edges with a matte back finish that gives it a premium look and feel. It's also very thin, measuring at 6.49 millimeters, and is surprisingly light, weighing in at about 160 grams. And this is actually very shocking because when you look at just how thin this device is, like how thin it is, you would be surprised that they would fit everything in there and maintain it at such a very lightweight. When you look at the thinness and then the amount of battery that is in this guy, it is shocking how it all comes down to those very few grams there. Now the Spark 40 Pro Plus is built really tough. The Corning Gorilla Glass 7i it's built with is amazingly durable. I have personally dropped this phone a couple of times from a reasonable height direct onto the floor, no screen guard, no what, and I can say it still looks as good as new. Not a scratch, not a dent, which is something I was worried about when I first started using it. You know, we've had phones with curved screens and have notoriously been known for breaking, cracking screens as soon as it drops any little bit. As soon as it touches the ground, you find a crack, you find annoying smudges. But on this particular phone, the Spark 40 Pro Plus, I've dropped this a couple of times. Sometimes I even got scared. You drop it and you feel like your village people are looking at you like, this man. It also comes with IP64 resistance, making it both dust and water resistant. Now, talking about design, some things I do not like about the design. Of course, while there is good stuff, there's always some little bit of a downside. What I do not like about the design in particular is the exclusion of a 3.5 millimeter jack, what you call the headphone jack. So as far as design is concerned, I think not so bad. Thin, light, really sleek. It looks nice. Does have a resemblance to some company, which company I will not mention, but I must say design wise it really looks nice. I am not complaining. Design wise, everything very great. Let's move on to the next category, and that is display. Now on the display front of things, the Spark 40 Pro Plus does come with a 6.8-inch AMOLED display with full HD resolution and a 120 Hz refresh rate. Now, this basically just makes life really amazing when you're watching things on this particular phone, when you're using it, maybe watching some movies on Netflix, you're watching social media videos, you're browsing your everyday apps. That resolution, that refresh rate, very amazing. Things are crisp, things are clear, the colors are really bold, they pop at you. Now, when you are indoors, it's very bright. Even when you're outside, it's really bright. Like the brightness auto adjusts itself to a really nice point. According to the spec sheet, it says it can go up to about 1600 nits of brightness, which is very okay. So when you're under direct sunlight, yes, you can see everything. You're working on the phone, you don't really have to strain so much. However, there is noticeable glare when you're outside. The screen on the phone wants to act like a mirror. Yes, so there's really that noticeable glare when you're outside. It kind of wants to reflect back your image. So if you're kind of a person who has issues with eyes and you don't really like seeing glare in your screen, then that might be a downside. Let's switch over to performance. How does this phone handle? Of course, we don't mind however beautiful the phone looks, but if it freezes after every 10 seconds, then it is not worth it. But now let's look at performance of the Spark 40 Pro Plus. Right, so on the performance side of things, this phone is rocking a MediaTek Helio G99 processor, which is paired with 16 GB of RAM set at, they kind of split it, so you have 8 GB inbuilt, and then you have another 8 GB virtual memory, so the two kind of combine to give you 16 GB of RAM right there. Then we also get 256 GB of internal storage, and that is not expandable at all via memory cards. Now on the gaming front, the phone performs pretty well in games that I've tested. For example, I tested it in PUBG, Call of Duty mobile, and they run really smoothly, no lagging, no freezing, and I am actually very, very impressed by the performance of this particular phone, especially when you look at its offering in terms of price range and its entry point right there. I'm really, really amazed by the performance of the Spark 40 Pro Plus. Now let's talk about the one feature which almost everybody uses too much on their phone, and that is cameras. So the cameras on this particular phone, we do have at the back here, we have a 50 megapixel camera, we have a depth sensor on there, and then an IR blaster. On the front side of the phone, we do have a 13 megapixel front camera. I like the fact that on here we now have a professional mode in the camera app. So for those that know what they're doing in terms of wanting to set the aperture, frame rate, and all of those things, does a really, really amazing job. Now another feature that I want to mention here that I did have a breeze working with is the reverse charging on this Tecno Spark 40 Pro Plus. Now you just plug a USB Type-C into your Spark 40 Pro Plus, plug it into another phone. So you plug this into theirs and then go enable the reverse charging. In terms of other features, it also has an IR blaster. IR blaster is an infrared blaster, and this basically allows you to control any TV using your phone. So basically your phone turns into a giant remote. No more need to start looking around the house. Where's the remote? Where's the remote? Have you seen the remote? Is it under the chair? You now have it, in the palm of your hands. Just, set up over there, connect to your TV, and now you can control your TV using your phone. Now, still talking about software and features. Downside that I've found in terms of software is Tecno ships this phone out with a lot of bloatware. There's so many apps that that come on the phone that you don't really need, so you're just going to spend quite a good amount of time removing them. The good thing is once you uninstall them, they do not reinstall themselves back, so you're done. Also talking about features, when you open the phone the first time, the menu system is it's more of a swipe menu. It's a swipe here, swipe there, swipe there. Some of us are old school. We like the old school menu where you have nice 3 buttons at the bottom, and this is home, this is back, this is... Damn, I'm getting old. Anyway, the added advantage is you can always go to settings and change it back to the old school if you don't want the whole gesture menu of swiping things left, right, and center. Now talking about price range, how much does the Spark 40 Pro Plus go for in Uganda? Now, of course, this is the Spark 40 series. Now it is basically given in three different tiers. We have the Spark 40, the Spark 40 Pro, and then the Spark 40 Pro Plus. So this here is the Pro Plus, the highest tier of them all. So let's just break them down in tiers, starting with the Spark 40. The Spark 40 on the market is 497,000 Uganda shillings. 497 Uganda shillings. That is for the Spark 40. And then the Spark 40 Pro, will cost you 699,000 Uganda shillings. And then the Spark 40 Pro Plus will cost you 799,000 Uganda shillings. I also want to put a disclaimer out there. Beware of counterfeits on the market. When you go scrolling through some of these online applications, go scrolling through some of these shops in town, you'll get some of these at crazily, ridiculously low prices. Ask yourself, sometimes if something is ridiculously low priced, there's a reason behind it. So when you're buying your Tecno Spark series, Spark 40 series, make sure you buy from a genuine distributor or a genuine seller. Of course, I'll leave some of them in the description of this video. So that is it roughly for the Spark 40 Pro Plus. Is it worth your money? I get to answer that question now. Is it worth your money? Honestly, worth every single penny. Well, that is it for you. My comprehensive overview of the Spark 40 Pro Plus. Is it worth your money? For me, I believe it is. I don't know, you judge for yourself, but well, all I can say for now is thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you do subscribe and leave us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever rocks your boat, and also leave us a comment in the comment section, especially if you own the Spark 40 series. How is it working out for you? Yeah, let us know. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it, just let us know. You never know, the guys who make this might be watching this particular video and they get your feedback. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.